Good evening. My name is Pawan Kumar, and I am a BTech student. I'm graduate from the NIT 96, and I am working with schoolquiz.com and made this site for you students, those who are returning the basics. And through this site, we are going to tell you regarding the subjects, means how important the subjects are, and where we are missing those things, means we are not understanding the topics, and we are feeling that that topic is harder or something. So through these sites we are going to deal with the subject by subject, and we will give you the objective question, and according to your basic knowledge, and you have to attempt those things, and write the review, see that means some hints also we are providing now. So please focus on, means please go and sign up there, and try to solve the question. So what are our aims? My Our aim is to not only shoot the site, and we are going to give you the videos also, live classes also, and through that we can discuss some ideas, is how we can going to deal with the mathematics. See, people see mathematics very tough subject, but they are not understanding the chapter. They are not understanding the topic, what that topic is saying. So if they will not understand how they can solve the problem, and they are facing the difficulty there. So through these videos, we are going to deal mathematics topics, but we know that our 10th exams are near, so we are totally focused on that 10th students, so they can get the no, basic things, and if they miss in that pandemic, we know that we miss our offline classes and all these things. So our aim is to help those students, those miss the offline classes, and through this video we are going to clear your basic. And today I'll give you the just a scenario. I'll give you the pictures, means how we are going to deal with the subject. Means what are the things we keep in our mind to read about the subject. Suppose let's start the topics first. See, when we join the first junior classes, we start with the numbers, like counting numbers, those we got as a natural number and all this. When we are moving up, so many terms are included in that numbers, like algebra will come, geometry will come, trigonometry will come, and some data handling. So many things will include in those things. And if you are not connecting those things with each other, if you miss something regarding the topics, suppose if you not understand the numbers, if you not understand the numbers, how you can understand the algebra? So understanding each and every terms is very important there. So see, in 10th, firstly we are going to focus on the 10th revision. So I am going to deal with regarding your 10th topics only. So see, in NCRT, 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 they mentioned, they gave some the syllabus, and this year I think the syllabus they reduced it. No problems. We are going to each and every term, so they can help you in the next class also. We know that each class are interrelated to each other. If you miss something in your previous class, then you have to suffer in the next class. So we are not going to keep any topics, and within this half an hour, so we know that, so we have to secure our marks also. Throughout the concept, we need to learn concept also, and we have to secure the marks also. So our important point is to focus with those chapters where that means average, means marks weight is important. Marks weight in algebra, I think your 20 marks is there in that, and in that 20 marks, some that topics include, like first topic is your polynomials, and next topic is your linear equations, equations in variables, I think in two variables, and third one is a quadratic equations, and fourth one is your arithmetic. progression. See, so these four chapters are there in that algebra in class 10, and you know that, and this all are comes under the algebra, means something is there. So if you understand that the link between all this chapter, then you can solve easily things. Means you can understand the each and every topic, because see, if you understand the polynomials we know that means the terms which are having many terms are there, polynomials, and which are having the means some definitions, some types are there. In the linear equations, in two variables, we already learned in the previous classes, like 8 class, 9 classes, we are dealing with the linear equation in one variable, and we solve so many problems or so many what we call uh, word problems related with the linear equations in one variable. And we know that those questions we can also solve with the help of variables also, and we can plot with graph in that graph paper also. So one by one, we are going to deal with the topic. See, today I will not give you the full things, because today is our first video, and today I'm going to give you the small things, the small ideas, means how we are going to conduct a class, means how we are approaching you to understand the topics. Okay, that is only our aim, to make you understand regarding the subject. Suppose, take an example. I'm going to take a topic from your algebra only, and that topic is from the quadratic equations. In quadratic equations, one important concept is there. Regarding that concept is nothing but nature of roots. Nature of roots. See, we understand the quadratic equations. What is the quadratic equations? How the terms are there? How to find the solution of quadratic equations? All those things are there, but we are missing something. That is, see, when we are defining the formula for find the quadratic equation, that is d square minus 4a by 2a. 2a means how we are going to deal with the subject. I'm giving you just a small hint, means how we can deal, how I'm going to deal the mathematics. Okay? So through this example, I think you can understand means how we are going to deal. Listen, everything is there, every solution of mathematics are there in the question only. And we know that in quadratic equation, natures of roots are they gave in your formula only. See, we know that. See, this d square minus 4ac. D square minus 4ac, we call it as a discriminant. Discriminant. Or delta, we can represent of this one. Delta. And this is the major points in the quadratic equations. So, through this, we can identify what type of root we are going to get in the quadratic equation. By seeing this only, d or delta, we can say that roots will be what type. Either it will be a real roots or imaginary roots, means equal roots or something. Is how we can going to do those things. See, we know that in quadratic equations, definition is what means just ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. That is the standard form of a quadratic equation. And through this, we know that the quadratic equation, we are going to get two roots there. Okay, two roots will be there, because this is a second order equation. So you need to get two roots. But one more important points are there. Now they are asking in your some competitive exams whether is it possible to get more than two roots or not. So these questions in some aptitude areas, or some your maybe in the interview, they will ask you, is it possible to get the more than two in the quadratic equation? So that answer I'm going to give you. Yes, is it possible? Because we know that ax square, if I make that modulus of b equals to 0, this indicate what? Because b can be positive or negative also. Okay, because we know that this will give you the positive value. Mod B will give you the positive value. This will always give you the positive value. But the thing is what? Means that B can be a positive or negative, can be anything. So if you keep B as a positive, you get two value of x, and if you keep x negative, you get another two. Means is it there is a chances to get the more than two roots, and you get your four roots also depending on your modulus of B. Here in definitions, B important conditions we are keeping, your A should not be equal to 0. We know that why, because if A equals to 0, then this total equation, this higher term will vanish from there, and this will no longer a quadratic equation. Now that will change to the your linear equation. So that is a major conditions in quadratic equations. A should not be equal to 0. Now come to our points, the nature of root. How we can identify means what type of roots will be there. So before this, I'm going to explain into what square root. See, in a square root, then your order will be we are not mentioning those things because we know that the first root is your second order, that is a square root only, because one root is not exist, and after that the second root is there, square root, third is cubic root. Your first is the basic root, the quadratic. So for the quadratic means your square root, that not mentioning to there. So here, what is important in that is square root? We know that if it is plus is there inside the root, square root. If it is plus is there inside the root, then it will get some value. Suppose x square equals to 4, then we can say x equals to plus or minus 2. But if I kept the x square equals to minus 4, then how we can going to deal with that topic? Suppose minus 1 into 4 we can write, no problem. Square root of minus 1 into 4. Okay, this can be plus or minus 2. And what about this minus 1? We are not getting any value in that, and because this value will give you the imaginary term. And that imaginary terms we will learn in our next, I think we are plus 2 level. But here, that minus 1 is indicated as a I square. That is a imaginary, I is imaginary, and they represented minus 1 as I square, and this is the value of I, and that is the imaginary term. Means what is important here? Means when we have the positive value, we don't have any problems. We are dealing the simple things easily. But when we are getting the negative term inside that square, then we are facing some problems because we are not getting any real things. We are not getting any real value. We are assuming some value, and that is the imaginary value. Okay, so this is the main points you should understand. Means how we are getting the nature, how we are changing the rules. Means how this D is defining, how your D is explaining you what types of rules you are going to get. Okay, now see, when you know that when delta is greater than 0, that means positive value. It can be a natural number, any natural number, because natural number is a positive number. Okay. So even delta is 0 means a discriminant is greater than 0, means more than 0. Then you know that this x equals to minus b plus or minus, we are getting some value, positive value. This will give you some numbers or something. So suppose minus b plus or minus a, suppose n, something value they give. And we know that 2a, and if we separate this plus n by 2a, other root is minus b minus n by 2a. See, when we are having a positive value, inside this bar, we are getting some value, can be a decimal or something, so whatever it is, but we are getting some value, and that value if we are adding with that b, then we can get some, suppose we are getting 2 here. Suppose when we add n on minus b, we get suppose 2. And if I subtract in that b, again in minus b, we have to get some another value. That is that both the values are different. That's why we are saying when the delta is greater than 0, when we are having the positive value of discriminant, then we are getting the two roots, and that roots are real. And one more important is what, that both the roots, whatever the roots we are going to get, that is a different root, not same, because we are adding n and we are subtracting n. We must get the different things when we are adding something or when we are subtracting something. We can get a different value. So that is the concept behind the things by using our discriminant, how we can separate the nature of roots. And what we can get when delta is greater than 0 means roots will be what? Roots are real and different or distinct. When in similar cases, when delta equals to 0, there is what happens. See, we know that x equals to minus b plus or minus under root 0 to a. Suppose if you are getting 0 means square root of 0 is nothing. Okay, cancel. Plus or minus is nothing. Then it's no there is a no use for this plus or minus, because what we are going to add, because 0 if you add with the or subtract any numbers, we get the same number. That is identity. We know that 0 is identity, additive identity. So no need for those things. So what we are getting, see, minus b by 2a we are getting, and we know that this is the quadratic equation. So we need to get the root, and that is minus b by 2a again will be. Means when delta equals to 0, we are eliminating your square root. Means this square is eliminated, means this plus and minus will be no use, and we are getting one roots, and that we know that quadratic equations we have to get two, and we are repeating the same roots. So these are the things happening when delta equals to 0, and we are eliminating the discriminant. So from this we can define what type of roots we are getting. Roots are real we are getting, and real are there, but important is what, we are getting same roots. What? Same root. Roots are same. We are not changing the root. We are same repeated root here. Okay. I'll explain you regarding by graph also, means how these things are going. See. Now, see the third kind, and third kind is that when delta is less than 0, means we are getting the negative value. Means when we are getting the negative value inside the root, suppose x equals to minus b plus or minus negative value. I already explained when minus 4 is there, means how we are going to give it a topic. See, you can get the value for positive numbers, for value of positive numbers. We don't have the option to find how, means how to find with the negative value inside the square root. So we are getting, because of this negativeness, we are getting the imaginary number, because we don't have any option to find the negative numbers from the square root. So here we are getting the imaginary number, and discriminants are lesser than 0. Okay. Now here also, suppose we are getting some imaginary number, getting minus b, or let it be any I we are getting at 2. Same thing happening here, plus or minus some I value, means some imaginary values are there, means when we add or when we subtract, you get a different value. So here also 2 value we will get minus b plus I by 2a, and minus b minus I by 2a. Means here also we are getting the two different. When we are having the imaginary value also, we are getting the two different roots, and these roots. So from this we can conclude that means by seeing this formula only, we can decide what type of roots we are going to get, and by seeing only discriminant. Then, so actually NCERT book is separated those things. When they are dealing with your quadratic formula, they will say you to find what is the value of x and what are the roots of the equation. And when we are discussing regarding nature of roots, then that time they are giving you the difference. They are giving you just only for the data. The data is a discriminant, and this value is this. And if you are getting the positive value, if you are getting the negative value, if you are getting equals to 0, means what type of roots you are getting. But if you merge those things, your quadratic equation. From here only you can understand what type of nature means of the roots we are going to. Okay. So let it be by suppose graph. Suppose the data greater than 0 means positive value you are going to get. Means what type of graph you can get? See, when you are getting the real roots, you know that real roots means that must touch x-axis points, and this because you are having a different and you are getting the real roots means that things will be happening in the real. So you can see that roots are you are getting that are the reals and they are the different roots because two different places they are going to cut. Now when data is equals to 0 means see what type of roots are getting. You are getting the real roots, okay? They are touching the x-axis at one point, and this is your nothing but minus b by 2a. And we know that if it is a quadratic equation, we need to get two roots, and that roots must be say minus b by 2a and must be repeated here. And when delta is less than 0, from this or it is a negative value, we know that if it is imaginary numbers, because we are not going to see where we are going to touch x, that it will be upward only. That will be upward. They will never touch your x-axis line because you are having the two, but that is not seeing the real scenario. Okay, this is the way we are going to deal it. Now, see one question. See, so I think in this exam, your 10th exam, you have I think topics are these things. First, find the roots. To find roots by two methods. One method is from your I think factorization method. Factorization method, or sometimes we can call this method as a middle term splitting method. Middle term splitting method. And second method is your formula method. Formula method. And next topic is your nature of roots. Nature of roots, what we discussed now. And if we solve factorization method by the formula method, how we are going to deal with that topic? Schedule one. Let me take any example from your textbook, or else you can, if you understand the term, things you can frame your own. No problem with that. So the x square is there. X square means plus 5x plus 6. It will be equals to 6. It is a quadratic. We are having x square plus 5x plus 6. That is this thing is what our thing is what we need to how to solve the problem by factorization method or a middle term splitting method, and same with the formula method. How we are going to deal with that concept. See, we know that in factorization method means we need to separate the factors first, and if we separated our factors, after that we will we can equate with the 0 and we can get the value of x. So let's see how to do. Let it be whatever the coefficient is here with the x square and your constant term multiply 1 into 6 is what 6. So now next, see here you're getting whatever terms you're getting by multiplying with the 6 numbers, you're getting the positive value. You're getting the positive value. Positive value means what? Means whatever will be the factor of 6. Whatever will be the factor of 6, you have to add that factor to get your middle value. To get your middle value. Let it be 1 and 6. Both are the pair of factors. Okay, 1 plus 6, you are getting 7. Let it be another factor, it's 2 and 3. 2 plus 3, 5, they are getting. Any other factor not possible there. So, by seeing these two, you can say which one will be the 1 plus 6? We are getting 7, not 5. Okay, answer. 2 plus 3, we are getting 5. Okay, this we are getting is same. This we can separate 5 as a 2 plus 3. Now x square plus 5 is equal to x plus 3x plus 6 equals to 3. Now separately, take common from this x common x plus 2. Again take plus 3 common because 3 are there, x plus 2 equals to 0. Now we separated the factors x plus 2, x plus 3 equals to 0, and separately x we are getting minus 2, and here x plus 3 equals to 0 means x we are getting minus 3. So this is the way we can solve by factorization method or your splitting middle term splitting method. And same questions I'll solve you regarding by your formula method. So you can understand means how this same thing you can do. But sometimes what will happen, some vectors you are getting that is difficult to find. Suppose you are getting the big terms when you are not getting any factors which you can going to separate. So in that scenario, don't wait for the question and directly go with the formula method. If they are not saying anything, you solve this question. If they mention you, that solve this question, or if they not mention you regarding means what process you are going to deal with that question. Suppose if they mention you in that question, you have to solve that question in the formula method. Then you anyhow have to solve that question with the formula method only. But if they not mention you any regarding which way you are going to solve, just they ask you to solve this, then you can go with the both the method, no problem. So same questions we can deal with by the formula method also, and that formula method means what we have that x equals minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a. See, in formula method we have some alphabets are means some alphabets are there, they included that a b c and all this. This is nothing. This is the coefficient of your standard quadratic equation. This is the coefficient of your standard quadratic equation. You know that E is nothing but coefficient of your higher terms, higher power term in the x square term. E is the coefficient of your second highest, that is the x term, and C is the constant. So by comparing these two equations, you can get the value of A, B, C. A is what 1, B is nothing but 5, and C is nothing but 6. After getting this value, then you can plot that that is equals to minus D. D is given 5 means minus 5 plus or minus. Under root B square means 25 plus 5 plus 3 minus 4ac is there. Both are in all are in the plus minus 4 in 1 in C by how much 2 into 5. It will be minus 5 plus or minus, that is 25 minus 24 by 2. So this can be written as minus 5 minus 5 plus or minus 25 1 by 2, that is equals to minus b plus or minus 1 by 2. Means first root you get x equals to minus 5 plus 1 by 2, and next equation x equals to minus 5 minus 1 by 2. So here we are getting minus 4 by 2, nothing but minus, and here we are getting x equals to minus 6 by 2 is nothing but minus 3. So this the same questions we can solve by the formula method or expression method also. In some cases, if you are feeling, if you are getting tough when we are solving the factorization method, we go for the formula method, try to find the factors. Or else how I did this 1 into 6 is just separate the factors 1 and 6, like 2 and 3, whatever the possible factors, the pair of factors which you can get the 6. So you can separate it and try to add it. If you get positive, add the factors. You can get the negative value. Suppose in such cases, if you are having minus e, in that cases what you get minus value, and that scenario is anyhow you have to subtract between the value, like 1 and 6 subtraction. Suppose 1 minus 5, 1 minus 6 is equal to minus 5. 6 minus 1 is 5. Means by subtracting you need to get the value. The 2 minus 3, 3 minus 2, or means minus 1 or minus 5. There means minus 1 and plus 1. If it is there means you can do with the subtraction. But if it is a positive there, this value you are getting positive means anyhow you have to add with the factor. That is the important like while doing the mid-term split. Okay, this is the thing. See, means how that big topic, that quadratic questions means this is the topic where now the competitors of that examination they are including in your competitive exam mode. See, and behind making this site, our aim is that only, and we are developing some systems. So by seeing that question, by doing that question, your ideas will be clear, your concept will be clear, the basics will be clear, and any if you are feeling any difficulty regarding any topic, you can write us or comment us means which topic you are feeling hard. So we will try to make the uh, next video. Next video will be your basis on how the students are demanding, is which topic they are feeling tough, and based on that we will get the topics. Or else we will go with the one by one way, because we will first cover is which area we need to focus. Suppose algebra, we know that have a 20 marks. There is an algebra, and next is geometry and trigonometry. See, mensuration is based on the formula. We know that if you understand that pictures, if you understand that term, that is very easy to solve that mensuration. Statistic and probability is also just a simple question they will ask you. That is the total marks. I think 11 marks are there from there. And geometry is there some geometry and I think trigonometry. Trigonometry two topics are there, these applications and basics. And I hope these things will be also easy on you will make. If it is not easy, you will make that. Okay. So this is our first video regarding the basic division for the 10th classes, and today we just give you the small hint means how we are going to deal with the topic. See, today I choose the topics by phone, because we know that how means when I work with Narayana and when I work with Sri Chaitanya Technical Schools, I work in years they are in Sri Chaitanya. So see how the things are going over here. Means how the Narayana they are dealing with the topic, how the other schools they are dealing with the topic. Means when I heard from the students they are feeling difficult in the mathematics. See, so if they are not understanding the topic, that will be a little bit harder on, because you are not understanding anything, and everything you have to keep on head. Means our head is nothing like means we don't have a fixed uh, space. It means you have to keep everything on that. Okay. If you understand the topics, you can adjust anywhere. If you not understand the topic, that will be hard for you. So our aim by making this video or by making this site is that only clear your basics, make you understand by the easy examples, and if anything is there regarding that topic, regarding your regarding the site, any problem regarding the site video, you can comment us and let us know where we need to focus, where we need to improve, okay, and where we need to enhance means enlarge the concept. Okay, so write us those things. Okay, thank you for that. Sir.